on ESPN, and we're coming to you live from Knoxville inside the Food City Center. All eyes on rocking top, a seismic matchup with two tradition-rich women's basketball programs, the fourth-ranked Texas Longhorns and number 22, Tennessee. A big one here. Meanwhile, it's Tennessee looking to continue their momentum again through the top four teams in the SEC. And a good resume opportunity for each squad as Rori Harmon and the Longhorns control the tip.
Tennessee is going to be in a tough man-to-man defense. Their number one priority is they've got to protect that orange paint inside, force Texas to take perimeter shots.
That was an area of emphasis earlier today as Rori Harmon goes right in that spot, and the first bucket drops for the Longhorns. Rori Harmon, the importance of her getting going early for Vic Schaefer as we take a look at the Tennessee starting lineup. A number of players in double figures in that win. Teya Cooper along with Janiah Barker, who has the ball in her hand. A 22-point performance, and she's got the first deuce for the Lady Vols. And for the fourth-ranked Longhorns coming in today, Rori Harmon back on the floor. Jordan Lee along with last year's SEC Player of the Year, Madison Booker as well.
You see Texas very patient, getting late in the shot clock, but trying to get in the paint.
Booker trying to create off the bounce, turning the corner, the fadeaway off of 1 foot, bobbles it in. Madison Booker, he was one of the top scorers in the SEC. They've got to get back on defense because Alyssa Latham is right there making the play. This is a Tennessee.
This freshman, number 15 in white. Look, talk about intensity. She's going to make it happen.
A 10-second violation, the second turnover, and that is what Tennessee loves to do so far in the opening couple of minutes.
Well, I think that Vanderbilt brought the intensity start to finish.
The Final Four a season ago is hoping to get back there. Shared the championship in the regular season with South Carolina. And they keep getting better and better. There's a good look on the baseline there. Civil, part of that freshman class, very talented for Kim Caldwell. Now single digits on the shot clock, 3 to go. Teya Cooper's got to look up, heaves up a shot, nearly went down. Kim Caldwell, love the response from her team, as you mentioned. Second season with the Lady Vols, and understanding the weight that comes with coaching a program like this in the home that Pat Summitt built and the house that she built here, and trying to get the Lady Vols back to peak form. All-time winningest basketball program.
When Kim Caldwell talked about the quit in her team, you know, when you first hear that, it's cringeworthy, right? But when you think of the expectations here at the University of Tennessee, I work with Pat Summitt, and I don't think that would have been anything less than what Pat would have said in calling her team out. The expectations.
Right now, Janiah Barker with a mid bucket on the other end, her first points, and then answering back the other way is Jordan Lee. And this is a Lady Vol group without the services of Mia Caldo. That's all right, because Janiah Barker
playing unselfish and moving the basketball was one of the areas Kim Caldwell wanted to see her team, and really wants to see the offense get the ball from side to side.
Off the miss, first of the afternoon for the Longhorns. The O board gives them another opportunity. Madison Booker comes in, averaging better than 18 points a game, and she does it from the mid-range.
It'll be a fun matchup because both of these teams like to pick up 94 feet, so you better keep your change in your pocket for 4 quarters.
And Cooper all the way. Boy, what a talent she is. And when you wink, Jordan Lee whistled for the foul, her first personal, and so Cooper with an opportunity and does complete the three-point play.
That one spot is very vulnerable. A loss could be crucial of moving you off that one line.
Indeed, and you saw in those parentheses how the different net rankings there with the teams that they have, and so there is a lot at stake. The Tennessee team got off to a very hot start in SEC play, and then that one, Sidberry got a piece of the ball, and Barker at the free throw line, the senior out of Marietta, Georgia, misses on the first. Top 14 matchup between those two, and LSU looking to bounce back. These Lady Vols will face off against Ole Miss Tuesday, that makeup game.
That game last night between LSU and South Carolina, I mean, it was past my bedtime, but I could not turn it off. I mean, it was back and forth.
Dan Staley collecting her 500th win at South Carolina, joining some elite company with Pat Summitt, Andy Landers, and Joe Champy, is the only other coaches to have that many wins at one school in the SEC.
Sometimes the players had to walk to him to hear what he was saying. He just stayed cool, calm, and collected all through shoot-around.
Well, understanding a message loud and clear. And right now, Lady Vols realize not a lot of time to work with on the shot clock. That put up for three. No. Paul comes down with it, lose the handle. And the Longhorns have it. Sidberry running the floor. Harmon finds her. Teya Robertson, the senior out of Fort Worth, Texas, began her career at SMU. Picks up her dribble, dangerously does so, and Latham saves her. Here's Hurst. Warren Hurst loses the handle. Booker comes up with it, out and running in transition. There's Jordan Lee swept away. They were 6 of 9 early. They've missed their last 5 field goal attempts. Looking inside. Cunningham back out to Booker. Booker elevates. No. But the O-board on the weak side from Cunningham. Robertson finds Spearman. Spearman gets inside the paint. No. Gets her own rebound, though. Putback won't go as well. But Cooper right there swipes it away. One of the best in terms of steals, and then she converts it into points. They knocked down 10 last game. They average a ton. When you look at it, and Rori Harmon getting to that sweet spot
in between the SEC and stand there and made the point again. This is where we have to keep Texas away.
They're going to say it's waved off.
Into the heart. That's where Tennessee is supposed to be a no-go zone.
She's got 6 points, 2 assists. Inside, Booker with time winding down, and Sidberry converts on the inside. So talking about points in the paint, 16 points in the paint for the Texas Longhorns. They've got the biggest lead on a 12-2 run.
One-on-one accountability coming off screens. You can't just chase and follow behind, or if that happens, where is the rotation? And Tennessee's defense has not been there.
73% from the floor in that first quarter for Texas. 8 of their 11 made field goals, to your point, come in the paint. And so high efficiency shots have benefited the Longhorns here on the roll. Tough shot there for Paul, but again, teammates backing her up. The 6th offensive rebound halfway down for Robinson. Pops out. Second in the nation in terms of 3-point attempts for the Lady Vols. Meanwhile, Bree Preston in giving Rori Harmon a spell. There was a conversation last game about Preston coming in and playing majority of the second half. And Vic Schaefer says, hey, I just like the way she played, and he's got to like the way that execution.
Tennessee is worried about chasing their players, so there's no help side there. That gives that backdoor option.
Taken away by Sidberry. Left-hand finish, no, but right there is Jordan Lee on cleanup duty, and Kim Caldwell coming out immediately to grab her team halfway out onto the court. Timeout taken. Kim Caldwell said, look, we were embarrassed. We won't lose like that again, because there is a standard that is here at Tennessee, and right now she needs to see her squad pick it up and just fizzling out there at the end on that take to the hoop from Kanaya Boyd. Meanwhile, the Longhorns have been so effective. 20 of their 28 points have come in the paint. They've shot the ball exceptionally well and looking for their first ranked win on the road.
Yeah, Breya Cunningham has made her presence felt. Occupying that block down, and then the post patience. No double team comes, she goes to score it.
And there's a good answer from Teya Sidberry. Much needed bucket to go in. First points of this second quarter. Preston all the way up the court, poked away from behind. Civil is there once again, out in transition, has numbers, finds Nia Robertson for three. She got it!
So the intensity and standard Caldwell expects.
And once more, the crowd back into it. Looking inside to Cunningham, who has position and finishes it off. Of course, catch all games on the ESPN app. Spearman over to Robertson. Robertson, another rainmaker.
Texas has spread the floor. Can they get an isolation for Oldacre?
Oh, just going around the corner is Bree Preston. That was just too easy. That's a player who was just so quick. She saw the opportunity and took full advantage. 26 now, paint points for the Longhorns. Latham kicks it out. Cooper for three. Yes, ma'am.
That wasn't a light tap either. Oh, you got a mismatch. You got to get the ball to Oldacre.
Instead, she's called for the offensive foul. Sybil finds Cooper. Teya Cooper with 10 points to lead all scores this afternoon. And cups it. Loses it for a second, regains it, and puts it in. So the Lady Vols on a 13-4 run. Pull up from Lee. No. Jersey Wolfenbarger. Her first minutes in.
I think the momentum shifted when Kim Caldwell called that timeout because Teya Cooper didn't get back. Instead of pouting, Cooper came back with better energy when she came back on the floor.
And that's the difference in the fight and the heart that you're seeing from this Tennessee team as Cooper continues to light it up. She's been trailing by possession. The Lady Vols thought that was great defense. Meanwhile, on the inbound, Rori Harmon looking for somewhere to go. Booker gets it. Time ticking on the shot clock. It's going to be 2 seconds.
Erasing that quit mentality. Yes, you were down early, but you can fight your way back into a ball game.
Shot clock violation. After Texas had a 8-point lead after the first quarter, Tennessee has really responded, and you go back to that timeout, and they have been on a 16, now 18, 6-1. It's been a lid on the bucket for Texas for the last 4+ minutes. Bree Preston trying to change that. Nice dish over. And Cunningham is fouled. Wow, Cunningham has been an immediate starter. Cunningham, who has been great first time she's missed anything today. And can't hit either free throw. So game remains tied at 34 all. Tennessee looking to hold for the final shot, try to take the lead going into the locker room. Instead, it's Texas. Harmon instead decides to pull up, leaves it short, and that closes out the first 2 quarters here from Rocky Top. Well, the Tennessee Lady Vols came back storming. You think about Madison Booker, who we talked about in the open, one of the stars needing to shine. She had 8 points in that first half. Teya Cooper was the other star we highlighted. She's got 15 to lead all scores. So immediately, what do you think the Longhorns need to do coming out in this first possession?
Well, I think, number one, take care of the basketball, but they've got to get this woman right here, Madison Booker, going.
And Booker on cue. Rick Schaefer talked about, it had been a pretty smooth non-conference, and they moved through their 2 losses early on to LSU, South Carolina. They've come right back, bounce back, win 5 in a row before falling to Vanderbilt. The end one! And the Energizer Bunny, you better put a battery pack in her back. Vero Beach, Florida, number 20 overall in the ESPN rankings. McDonald's All-American. And missing there, but that's all right because Cooper got it right back, or excuse me, Spearman got it back. Booker nearly losing her footing, does so. Paldo comes up with it. Maya Paldo up ahead to Civil. And quicker than the 2. First lead for the Lady Vols since it was 14-12 back in the first quarter. Lee going right at Civil. He says, I got my hands up. The crowd sharing their displeasure. And there's twin sister Mia on the bench.
Mia Paldo, because she's their best 3-point shooter. She does a terrific job of taking care of the basketball.
Civil with the ball in her hand. We talked about nicknamed the freak like Javon Curse. What nice pass there, but Civil.
That's what Jada Civil reminds me of. I mean, her vertical, her anticipation, the quickness and the energy that she plays with. Yeah, she's a super freak.
Rick James. Taken away by the Lady Vols. Up the right side. Nia Robertson. Robertson and the Lady Vols grab the lead back temporarily and then erased right back the other way from Jordan Lee. Good answer when they had gone cold for more than 5 minutes. That was the first made field goal. He was able to knock it down. And
look, this is going to be a gut check for these 2 teams these last 2 quarters.
Plenty of time. Prawl, no, from 3.
0 for 6 from 3 for the Lady Vols.
And you talked about can't fall in love with it, can't get too comfortable with it inside, doing what Texas wants to do. Work inside the paint. While we have time, let you know that men's basketball ranked Duke in the top 5 matchup with Houston and Iowa State 7 and 9 Eastern respectively. Rick Barnes, the men's basketball coach for Tennessee, in the house. His squad coming off a win yesterday over LSU, currently tied for 3rd in the standings as Cooper gets that one to drop in. Just over 3 to go in the 3rd. An open look. And Aaliyah Crump, who is their best 3-point shooter, airmails it. Robertson coming back, working on Harmon, takes it right to her, and the blocking foul goes against Harmon.
You know, I expected this was going to be a close game. I was hoping, especially after the game that we watched last night. And I got to get a shout out to my mother-in-law, who is 88 years old in Canada.
Have been on women's basketball going back to last night, again in prime time. LSU and South Carolina earlier today. You saw Duke with their 16th straight win, beating North Carolina, and here another top 25 matchup out of the SEC with Tennessee and Texas, 2 storied programs.
And Georgia,
this has been
Georgia knocked off Vanderbilt today.
This has been a knockdown fight thus far, both showing the heart and hustle that coaches want to see, with less than 5 on the shot clock, spinning in the lane and dropping the bucket is Jordan Lee. And the defensive intensity matching it on the other end with Justice Carlton, who knocks it away. Poked away, Harmon right there immediately and puts it in. So Rori Harmon, who had 6 points in the first half, her first 2 of the second half. And then again, Rori Harmon, they need more of that from her.
Yeah, this is answering the call from their last game against Vanderbilt, picking it up defensively, getting the steal, and then score. Your defensive intensity, it starts with your point guard.
Harmon, outstanding point guard, defends well, fouled by Wolfenbarger. Gotta love just her demeanor and body language on the floor.
Oh, stone face, but look, and how they hold their opponents. Yeah, Rori Harmon's the highest at 32. That's still a low percentage. So the accountability one-on-one defensively is what Big Schaefer wants from his team.
And again, a lot at stake, a lot on the line as this Texas team trying to come out of here with a victory, their first ranked win on the road this season, and of course improve. You just never know what you're going to hear when you sit next to Carolyn Peck, and that's a joy and a treat. Oh, Lord. Oldacre with the free throws for Texas. The next one will put Tennessee in the bonus. Dangerous bounce pass and easy snag for Carlton as the Longhorns come back.
Yeah, those kind of turnovers will drive you crazy as a coach.
Inside to Oldacre, who had great position, better defense from Wolfenbarger, and then Nia Robertson running the floor. Got it. Tough pass from Harmon to Oldacre, off the hands of the Longhorns. Robertson gets it over to Cooper, who's got to go to work quickly. Turns it over, and that's how we end the third quarter.
They've got to go back to getting that steady diet of paint points and then play inside out.
Well, we saw coming out of the room, they had 15 from three-point land and then 14 points in the paint. They've got to your point, even the scales a little bit more.
Look, and Vic Schaefer is rolling with Kyla Oldacre, who is yet to hit a field goal tonight inside.
And Cooper.
That we talked about at the beginning of the game. Tennessee, they were challenged if they had any quit. Well, it's a three-point game. No time to quit here. On the road, you know this fan base is going to get behind Tennessee. How much heart can you play with? That's been huge and evident from the Lady Vols today.
Inside, and the runner. 21 points now for the Lady Vols, leading scorer. Booker back to Harmon. Single digits on the shot clock. Put up and in by Rori Harmon. And so now Caldwell is looking for a big win here. If they can come back in this one, as the crowd, I love this. This is like, I mean, for what, huh? Hey, just two so far in this second half. They've got to get that All-American going.
Well, and how long will Vic Schaefer hold Breya Cunningham?
Wolfenbarger kind of charging into Harmon, didn't have the position. The blocking foul called against the smaller defender.
The most efficient post player for Texas. 4 of 8 from the floor.
Lane violation goes against the Lady Vols. And get back into position for a #1 seed. And a win here would help make that case, according to Charlie Cream. They could move right back in to one of those top #1 seeds. Justice Carlton kissing it off the glass as she was falling away. In the hands of Madison Booker to come up with a steal. And Booker trying to find ways to impact the game in other ways. Does so on the defensive end.
But I think Booker's got to get shots.
And Carlton seeking the aggression.
Texas is able to go, have Carlton, have Cunningham inside, and they're either getting the two or they're getting to the free throw line.
Tennessee trying to push through. They've got to come back from this 8-point deficit, down by as many as 14 if they want to find their way into a top 16 seed, as Wolford Barger has to put it up with shot clock 1 and down and a violation. Where do they need to go?
Well, they've got to be patient because Texas is switching on all the screens. If they can recognize when they get the mismatch, then go to that advantage and use that to take it to the basket.
Although guarding Preston, who's looking off the screen is Booker. Nice find inside to Carlton for the two.
The toughest non-conference schedule. Well, how about the teams that have a tough conference schedule? I think that needs to be taken into consideration.
No doubt, and coming out of the timeout, very much in the hunt for a top 16 slot. But when you think about teams within the net,
also have to plug in those other numbers and look at what other teams have had to go through in order to get their seeding.
9 ranked teams in the SEC in the latest AP Top 25 poll.
And Tennessee needs to get a stop right now.
Booker, nice fake and move. Turning back around, and Madison Booker, the All-American, with 12 points. They've got to get more of that to try to clamp down and hang on to a win here against Tennessee. Spearman and Barker back on the floor, each with 4 fouls. Janiyah Barker says, I'm not worried about that right now. I'm just trying to hit my shots. Madison Booker looking inside to Breya Cunningham. Cunningham, who has had a solid game this afternoon, ripping down the rebound as Teya Cooper, eyes all around. Barker thought about the three, gives it up, kicks it out to Cooper. Good look. Next down, a triple. Yes, go. 6-0 run for Tennessee. They draw within 2 possessions. And listen to this crowd with just over 2 minutes to go.
Go inside, there's got to be help, and then everybody on a scramble if it's passed out.
And Rori Harmon back on the floor also with 4 fouls. For the Texas Longhorns, the trusted point guard with 12 points this afternoon. Foul away from the basketball under the basket as Breya Cunningham cleared out. See Spearman.
They need to get something going to the basket.
They put it in the hands of Coop. Coop with 24 points, 10 of 16 from the floor. She's knocked down a trio of threes as well. She's going for another right here. Listen to this crowd deafening inside. Jordan Lee, top of the key, 3 is short. Sybil looking up ahead to Cooper. Barker nearly falls. Good balance.
Tennessee needs to use this full clock.
There's 1 minute left in the game.
Closing minute of the 4th. Cooper being guarded by Lee. 1 second left on the shot clock. And a shot clock violation. So an empty possession there.
You have got to play to number 35 for the Longhorns.
Last year's SEC Player of the Year. And let's see if they get it to her. Ball's in her hands. Over to Lee. And denied by Booker. And a foul called.
As they've been doing, continue to attack the basket because Tennessee, next foul, Texas would go to the free throw line.
Booker is fouled by Latham. Quick whistle there from McIntyre.
And Tennessee still has 2 timeouts.
Booker knocks down the first. Madison Booker. And she knocks down this free throw. It's still a 1-possession game. And off the made free throw, Kim Caldwell elects to spin one of those 2 timeouts, trying to snag a win back from the Texas Longhorns in this all-time series. Will be the first time since 2021, each with a timeout remaining. A 3-point ball game. Tennessee trailing, and Cooper on the inbound.
Now watch Cooper to get it in and then get it back.
Already with a season-best 27 points. Going in right at Harmon. Harmon falls to the floor. No whistle. A 1-point ball game. 9.4 to go. Remember, a foul will send the Longhorns to the free throw line. And they foul Jordan Lee.
Rori Harmon put her nose in it.
Lee, the sophomore out of Stockton, California, 77% free throw shooter, misses the first.
Tennessee still has another timeout where they can advance the ball. A lot of coaches with 6 seconds, if it's a miss, they're off and running.
She hits the second, and Kim Caldwell spins her final timeout.
With 6 seconds, once she inbounds it, can she get the ball back? Not a lot of time, leaving a lot of time for her to operate.
Lathan Robertson, Spearman, and Civil on the floor. It gives it in to Spearman, trying to get it back to Cooper. Working on Harmon, stolen away by Bree President, coming up with a big snag at the end, and that does it. Texas hanging on to a 65